Hey, and welcome to part 2 of my Dark Souls Remastered item randomizer run. Last time I rang both Bells of Awakening, so now it's time to make my way to Anor Londo and hopefully track down the Lord Vessel too. Starting off, the interior of Sen's Fortress was largely uneventful. I picked up the Undead Asylum Floor 2 West Key and a rare Ring of Sacrifice from the top of the stairway next to where Siegmeyer's hanging out. I didn't free Logan while I was down here because I was convinced that the Master Key wouldn't work on his cell. I'll come back to that later though. There was really nothing else of note before getting to the bonfire. The outside bit of Sen's Fortress actually had some great items though. Firstly, I picked up the Dark Hand from a random Balder Knight, which is a little bit goofy. Then behind that one jackass with a bow and a rapier whose name I can't remember and don't care enough about to look up, I found my first Firekeeper soul. Hell yeah, about time. I also got Solaire's armor after dropping down onto the platform in a way that was 100% intentional. Yep, definitely didn't just fuck up the jump to Tarkus. Speaking of Tarkus, he had my second Firekeeper soul. Double hell yeah. Then all that's left to do here, for now at least, is to take down the Iron Golem. Had some bullshit spacing issues and wasn't able to knock him off the bridge even though I got the stagger. So the fight took a little longer than usual. Other than that though, it was a smooth fight. Didn't even get nabbed by the janky grab attack hitbox. Now into Anor Londo I go. The first thing I did was make a beeline for the Firekeeper to upgrade my Estus. Going from plus nothing to plus 2 in one go feels like such a massive upgrade, it's kinda crazy. I went to go check out what was in the chests guarded by the big knight dudes and hey, they dropped Titanite shards. Finally! These are literally the first ones I've found, and this is about 4 hours into this playthrough at this point. The wall that usually hides Gwendolyn took me a bit off guard by fading away from existence as I rested at the bonfire there. It didn't really click that since I got the Darkmoon Covenant ring like 5 minutes into the playthrough, I'd be able to kill him before doing ONS. After killing Gwendolyn, I got the Black Flame Pyromancy and a whole bunch of useless junk. In the Painting Guardian room though, I finally got the Weaponsmith toolbox, which is amazing. I can finally actually use all the Titanite I've been picking up, without running all the way to a blacksmith. Inside the big-ass castle, I have to fight every impulse to not just take the shortcut to the ONS boss room and actually explore it. Found some transient curses, the Spell Stone Plate Ring, Gold Tracer, which could be very useful because I do like me some bleed builds. I picked up a Ghost Blade from Silver Knight, so I've actually got options for taking on New Londo and its ghosts. I grabbed the Large Flame Ember, then took a few minutes to kill Lautrec and his posse to get Anastasia's soul back. I tried to fight Ornstein and Smo, saw that my damage was kinda crap, and decided that I'd do some optional areas and level up and upgrade my weapons before coming back and dealing with them. I thought that Darkroot Garden sounded like a good place to start. A couple bosses and loads of item locations give lots of opportunities to find the Lord Vessel, and some better gear maybe. On my way out of Anor Londo, I realized that I may have done a bit of an oopsie when the Firekeeper came out to gank my ass. Luckily, the attack animation for the Crescent Axe is long enough that she had a pretty hard time parrying me, and I picked up the Bellowing Dragon Crest ring from her corpse. Down in Darkroot Garden, I got the Divine Ember and Homing Soul Mass Sorcery from the Hydra, the Flame Stoneplate ring, and the Bloodbite ring. Then I killed Moonlight Butterfly, easy game, easy life, and got my fourth Firekeeper soul. I killed Sif too, but only got a couple extra transient curses for my trouble. I went up to go give Anastasia her soul back, which I immediately regretted because something went wrong. And even though she's alive, the bonfire still wouldn't light, so I effectively wasted a Firekeeper's soul. Then I went down to go clean up the catacombs. Conveniently, the Crescent Axe deals divine damage on top of physical and magic, so re-murdering some spooky, scary skeletons is no big deal. I picked up the Iron Flesh Pyromancy and the Tiny Being Ring, the Soul of Smo, and the covetous Gold Serpent Ring. The Skeleton Blacksmith sold Twinkling Titanite for only 100 souls, so I bought a metric shit ton of that and upgraded the Crescent Axe to max level. I don't think I've mentioned this before now, but another thing that the randomizer seems to do is randomize the price of items in shops. I killed Pinwheel even easier than usual with my kick-ass axe and got a We Happy Few mask and a neat top hat. Then instead of dealing with the Tomb of the Giants that I knew was only going to end up in a dead end for now, I decided to continue my search for the Lord Vessel down in Blighttown and Ash Lake. I made a quick detour to free Big Hat Logan with the Master Key, then bought the Moonlight Greatsword from him. Mostly just because it's iconic. With its high intelligence requirement, I don't think I'll ever actually use it. Then down in Blighttown, I started by getting up to max rank in Quelaag's Sister's Covenant and upgrading my Pyromancy Flame. Now next on the docket is Ash Lake. Right at the beginning of the Great Hollow Descent, I picked up the Cursebite Ring, which was perfect timing because now I've got to deal with a bunch of basilisks, and I 100% would have gotten cursed at least a dozen times if I didn't have the ring. After getting my skull caved in from the Big Daddy mushrooms, I get into Ash Lake, my favorite area in the game. It's just so pretty and peaceful and has some really great music. I'm not sure what was going on with this particular item. My best guess is that it's some key item or unique weapon that I already picked up somewhere else. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything I actually needed down here, so it's back up to Blighttown. And there, finally, on a precarious ledge in an optional area tucked out of the way, is the Lord Vessel. I picked up the Annex key and then activated my newfound teleportation powers to go place the Lord Vessel and open up the rest of the game. And that's gonna do it for this episode. This one felt a little weird to edit because it seemed like I didn't actually make a whole lot of progress. I mean, the main progress I made was just tracking down the Lord Vessel and finding a handful of useful rings. But it was also about 6 hours of footage that I had to sift through, so I had to cut it here for the sake of my sanity. So thanks for watching, and I'll see y'all next time when I go track down the Lord Souls.